Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten and I have a new Trump reading for you guys. I didn't really ask for this reading. I was trying to do my January love readings and wanted to work on Gemini. And as usual, when I work on Gemini, I tend to see Trump. So Geminis get the short end of the stick. I can't read for you guys right now. I just always see Trump. Anyway, I did two layouts. The first one came out as I specifically saw Trump issues. And then, started over again, did another layout, and the same thing. So let's go ahead and just see what it says. I didn't have any specific questions, so I'm not sure who and to whom the reading will apply. It's a Gemini reading, so Trump is the issue, and he's the main perspective. So what's going on around him emotionally, what affects him emotionally, and his passions and his emotions in the month of January. That is primarily what this reading is all about, and it's just for the month of January. So let's get into it. All right. So the theme of the reading is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, a clarifier, the Hermit. Six of Swords is about someone can't escape the past. They want to, but it comes back to haunt them or to bite them in the ass. Someone may be called back into a bad situation. This could be Trump or someone around him. They can't get out of this worse situation, no matter how hard they try. And there's some sort of, wanting to isolate oneself or distance oneself from a problem, but they have to go back into it and possibly hiding or concealing something with a Hermit card here. Clarifiers. I asked for a clarifier for the Six of Swords, and 4 cards fell out. Because this is a impromptu reading and didn't have any specific questions, I have a lot of clarifiers. I'm going to try to go through this very quickly though. But the clarifiers are just to specify the main reason for the card, so that I'm not guessing and are all over the place giving you a bunch of different scenarios. So we have the CASA card here, which stands for the White House, the presidency, any law offices, the country, the Senate, Congress, FBI, all, any governmental situation. So we have the CASA card here, and that could also stand for family and extended family, and the protection that the White House offers, like a pardon or a promise. So someone will be protected. Someone is promising that someone will be protected and come out unscathed. This is also a card about wealth and well-being. So with this other clarifier from Sibilla and Divina, this is Sibilla, Lavera Sibilla here, and this is Sibilla and Divina. With this clarifier, there's a lot of partying going on in the White House. This is a festive activity, a festive time, a lot of celebration. So Trump feels very happy, self-content, strong. Something that he did has yielded a great and grand result. He's celebrating the holidays, or he's celebrating something that his presidency, his power, has brought him. And it could also be him celebrating the tax reform passing, and the increase that has brought to him and his family and his extended family of peoples and to their private incomes. So he's bragging. We got the Nine of Cups here in the spread. In his line, this is Trump's line here. This is external. I'm going to line this up properly. This is what's external. This is Trump's line. This is what's external. And then this is what's happening, the situation, the challenge, and the outcome. Or we could see it as early part of the month, mid part of the month, end of the month, okay? So, so he's feeling smug and feels very, very braggadocious about his tax reform win. All right. And I'm very happy about how this has padded his income greatly. And it looks like the tax reform will have a good effect on the economy in the beginning overall, and I mentioned that before, but it will revert. It will revert. So overall, it looks really good, like companies are doing well, and so it looks like everything is going well, but it has a quality about it where it will revert and reverse. It's good fortune. So in time we'll see that. with the Casa card here, this has a time frame, a very quick time frame of 48 hours to 2 weeks. This is a January reading, so I'll have to read it from the beginning of January. Within the first 2 weeks, something of primary importance could happen. This could also be within 48 hours of my posting this reading, something could happen, but I doubt that. I think it's within the first 2 weeks of January, some sort of legal issue becomes of primary importance. Okay. Next card that fell out as a clarifier, we have the Ace of Spades reversed, and the blonde woman reversed. Ace of Spades reversed talks about sorrow. Someone gets bad news, but it's not as bad as it could be, or someone tries to soften the blow of bad news. So something will happen that could make Trump feel more at ease about his situation, his legal issues, but it's like it's not true. It's like it's not true, but he's going to feel more at ease, or he's going to be trying to make someone who's getting some bad news, some letter of bad news, make them feel more at ease about the situation. He's trying to soften the blow. He's telling them sweet words to soften the blow, but I feel like it's not true. There's a lot of cards around. This is a falsity card, and this is a falsity card next to it. So I feel like it's not true. This card is saying that he may not want to deal with the situation, or someone doesn't want to deal with the situation, but they're going to have to. It's in their face. They have to deal with it. It could also be saying that the win of the tax reform passing lightens the blow from his other matters, or he feels like it's lightening the blow. For some reason, I think he might feel like the end of his difficulties are near, but that it would be a false belief. So with the blind woman reversed, this is a false friend. This is someone who's just saying words to seduce you, to placate you, to set you up. They're flattering you for their own self-interest, right? So I feel like this is just blowing smoke up someone's ass. They are in trouble, and they're trying to make them feel like it's not as bad as it is. This may be happening to Trump, or this may be Trump doing this to someone else. I'm not sure. The next card that fell out, we have the Enemy card. He keeps falling out in Trump's reading. This Enemy card is someone who's covering up something for someone, or hiding themselves. This is a suspicious person, or it's a suspicious person around Trump at this time. It could stand for, like I said, guys, in previous readings, when I do my readings, each card position can stand for several people, characters, or conditions at the same time. So this may be talking about Trump, this may be talking about someone around Trump and someone else, listen for the energy. It will play out in some way, shape, or form. So this is some suspicious person around him. This can also be someone around him who is plotting to do harm, possibly physical harm. Usually when it's reversed, there's some sort of physical danger that actually is about to happen. But here it's mainly still in a plotting form. So there is a perceived enemy around Trump who will do him great harm if given a chance. This is someone he knows already and he does not like. And he sees this someone as a great big threat, someone who's plotting against him. And this person is waiting for the right time to strike. So like I said before, as my cards can represent different people and different characters at the same time, I feel right now this is kind of talking about Mueller, even though Mueller is not the bad guy. Trump would see him as the enemy and as his bad guy because he's out to get him. So this card can represent someone who is perceived as a threat by Trump. So this is someone that Trump is keeping at arm's length, keeping at bay. He doesn't want him to get too close to him. And he's been trying to keep this person at bay for some time. This person is snooping, meddling, prying into his business. And again, it could stand for Mueller, it could stand for Russia, it could stand for some other person or entity. I've felt before in my previous readings someone is plotting something around Trump, and I feel like it may be, and I hate to say the word, but let's just say the A word, okay? There may be a plot around Trump, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not asking that to happen. I'm not hoping that will happen. I'm just saying I see evidence, possibly in the cards, that there's plots. There's a plot. And this person or situation is causing endless grief to Trump. With the, what is that? The 9 of Clubs. As a clarifier, for the clarifier, this talks about an unsuccessful favor, a flattering gift by an opportunistic person, someone who's cowardly and full of fear and illusions, someone who's in a crisis situation, and who shouldn't be underestimated, or who is underestimating an offer that's being given to them. So this is someone who is getting some kind of a deal, offer, promise, and they don't take advantage of it. They don't accept it. That's actually present here in one of these cards. Below the Justice reverse, we have the 4 of Cups. So this is someone who, in this card, he's looking at this artistic project that this guy drew, and he can't figure it out. He's like, I don't get it. It's just not for me. So this is something someone doesn't think is going to work. They're dismissing or disinterested. They can't figure out what this offer is all about. So here I just feel like this is further describing this energy. This is just an overall energy of the theme of the reading, okay, guys? I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm sorry. So I feel like this person here gets a promise. They underestimate the promise. It could be a promise of a pardon or protection. It could also be a deal by Mueller, and someone doesn't take a deal. Someone reneges. Someone flips on a deal. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Next card we have is the Scholar reversed. Well, let me go back to the enemy, okay? No, let's go back to the Scholar reverse. So Trump will be signing some sort of bill that he doesn't fully understand, or bills that he doesn't fully understand the full intricacies of in the month of January, and this will cause many problems for others. Trump has a rigid outlook with this card. He has a rigid outlook, and he has made up his mind about how everything is going to work out, or how it should turn out. He has it made up in his mind how it's going to work out, but he still doesn't truly understand what's all involved, and it looks like it will cause problems and hardships for others. It's slovenly, unthought out, whatever it is he's signing. So the investigation also continues with this card. This card is telling me, with the enemy next to it, it tells me that Trump has many scores to settle, many people he wants to get revenge on in the coming new year. And he's kind of like, there's threats, there's scandal, there's gossip, there's lies, more lies about the press, more calling the press fake news. And more accusations against Mueller, that he's corrupt. I think that Trump thinks that something is going to happen or go into play. This card talks about lightening the blow. I think Trump thinks that something is going to happen, is going to lighten his blow in the Mueller investigation, or the Russia investigation. Maybe he's planning. This is someone who's planning and plotting. Both cards plan and plot in a corrupt and devious way for personal purposes. He thinks that something is about to happen that's going to soften the blow, or lighten the blow. That something is about to ease up around this investigation for him. But again, this could also be saying that he just feels like the tax reform passing will shine him in a new public light, and will improve his situation in some way. But his enemy still looms near. And also, Trump has other enemies, people that are on his shit list, and that he wants to settle a score with in the coming year. And he's making a list to do that. With the Scholar reverse, he's waiting for something to happen, and he or someone is trying to prepare themselves, perhaps rehearsing their words or what they're going to say, so that they don't, so they don't say the wrong thing. He may be about to make an announcement, or maybe he has to testify. I don't know. But he's rehearsing. Someone is rehearsing. Could be Trump or someone around him is rehearsing their words so that they don't step over themselves. Hold on, guys. I got to take a little break here. Hold on. Sorry about that little break. I had to take care of something. So someone is preparing and rehearsing their words so that they don't say the wrong thing. So there may be some kind of deposition or something that they have, testimony they have to give, and they want to make sure they don't trip over their words or something they said prior, or the drill. But next to the enemy, this is someone you can't trust, and this is someone who is a deceiver. So whatever this person is saying, you can be sure it's going to be lies, and it's going to be filled with ulterior motives. This card also talks about someone who plots elaborate schemes, and this would be revenge. So someone who's plotting an elaborate revenge, possibly on Mueller. Maybe he's planning to fire Mueller. I didn't see the tower here, but maybe he's planning it. Maybe he thinks that will soften the blow. I'll have to do another reading to see if Mueller gets fired. But this is a cold-blooded, ruthless person who gets what they want, and they like to plan and plot to the tiniest detail. Again, we could be referring to many different people. This is the energy of the cards playing out together. And this person will wait as long as necessary to pull off their revenge. They will wait as long as necessary to strike. So, again, it could be Trump's energy, or it could be someone around them, or both. Trump definitely feels like a fish out of water as a president. This card is just saying that. The Scholar here is someone who's using their plans and their position to promote their evil ends. This is also a card of a dangerous psychopath. There's danger here. This says dangerous psychopath. So there's some sort of dangerous person that could be plotting something around this president. I guess I would use this card to refer to the president. There's someone who's like kind of in the shadows. I'm not sure who it is. I don't think it's Mueller, but this is someone who's actually like plotting, like I think, physical harm. There's plots and schemes around this president. And I don't know when they're going to act. They're going to act when the time is right. It also tells me that Trump will have some sort of upset, emotional upset, something he'll be acting out about, and he'll have disordered thinking, and he'll act out irrationally in the month of January. Now with this clarifier here, put these cards back. With the clarifier here, this is called the delay card. When it's reversed, it's still a delay. It talks about impediments, blocks, delays. When it's reversed, it's not quite as strong. So what this card is saying is that I guess he's trying to impede the progress of the trial, of the investigation, of Mueller's investigation, and he's going to do what he can to impede it. It may just be threats, innuendos of firing him, but I feel like with this card here reversed, that there's people who are taking steps to prevent that from happening. They're disputing this energy, okay? So I don't think it will happen, is what I'll say here, but I have to do another spread on it, okay? let's get into the reading. That was just the theme of what we're going to see. Now in the reading here, this is Trump's line here. This is a clarifier for that. So we've got the Eight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So and also we have the below that we have the Nine of Cups and the Devil reversed. Sorry, my music is a little loud. Let me turn it down. So with the Nine of Cups, I feel like Trump feels very pleased with himself. He's gotten away with something big, something huge. And he's trying to get further away from it. With the Denari, the money card reversed as a clarifier for this energy, this says that this highlights a situation. It brings to light, a spotlight on a situation. So this is a very powerful situation here. This big huge thing that he got away with. So I feel like if it's talking about tax reform, that it will have a long-term effect. This card talks about something that has a long-term effect. It will drag out for a long period of time. It will not be easily rectified or righted. It also talks about a lot of debt, bad financial investments, and a reversal of good fortune. With the Eight of Cups here, upright, someone wants to take the money and run. Take the money and run. Take the payoff here and run before people realize they've been robbed, or before a situation reverses itself. So they're trying to get out while the getting is good. This could be Paul Ryan, this could be Trump. This money card reverse talks about unhealthy attachment to material things, money, status, and power. Also, I feel like it's talking about the country has a huge deficit now. We are paupers, we are broke when this card is reversed. And someone unknown to us will be highlighted in January around the Trump presidency. Someone will be introduced to us that we don't know about now or aren't really paying attention to. They'll be more highlighted in the month of January. There's a separation ahead for Trump. He's separating himself from someone or something, or he's being separated from something. Someone is getting, now this doesn't have to be Trump, it could be someone else, but someone is getting separated from their money. Their accounts are frozen. Someone can't escape the White House. They can't escape the country. They can't escape the law. They may be on lockdown in prison. This is a prison card, Eight of Swords. In jail or under house arrest. Not sure who that stands for, but someone has that issue. And with the King of Clubs, this is someone who's full of themselves, which is similar to the Nine of Cups card. Someone who's smug and full of themselves. This is someone who's full of themselves, and they feel like what they are, who they are, and what they've done should make everything all good, should be good enough. And they expect everything to be better, and they don't understand why it isn't. So they have a false sense of self. And with the Devil card reverse, I feel like he feels kind of liberated, having gotten away with this big thing, made this big deal, this huge deal, this money, this tax reform, made a lot of people happy, right? He feels liberated. Again, he feels like it lightens his load. It betters him in the light. He's better highlighted amongst the people. That's what he thinks. All right. Now on to the position of the external, what's external to him and affecting him in the month of January. Let me just straighten up my cards here. We've got the Ten of Wands with the Three of Pentacles, and the Chariot with the Ace of Wands reversed. So powerful people here, the Chariot. Powerful people help Trump achieve his agenda, maybe the tax reform or presidency. This is the seat of power here. They work together, but they often disagree. Two sides, right? Two different sides. The Ten of Wands says there's a challenge, a burden. They have carried a heavy load. They've transported this heavy load, this heavy burden, heavy responsibility, and a lot of pressure to carry him forward, to carry Trump forward to victory, the presidency, tax reform, and judicial changes. They've carried him to his peak, and now all the weight and responsibility is on them, on their shoulders, right? And the burden is on them. And I'd like to say here, I'm just going to set the cards down, that also means that the burden of responsibility is on them. All the trouble and all the chaos that potentially could happen is their full responsibility. These cards are saying, this is saying Republicans who are in power in the House and the Senate, you can't justify supporting this man. You did it for your own ulterior motives, and you do carry the full weight of responsibility for any chaos or trouble that this will cause, because you allowed, what? A psychopath to run the country. But with this Ten of Wands here, it's also telling me that someone feels a burden. Someone is concealing or hiding something, something that's going on maybe for the president. And powerful people are involved. Powerful people, could be powerful people all hiding this. But this could be talking about people in general, the powerful people in general, and someone in particular. Okay? And I also feel like that powerful people that have been helping Trump reached their agenda and his agenda, and mainly tax reform. I feel like now that that has been reached, they may feel like maybe it's time to shift the weight and share the burden. This could be the energy of a particular individual as well. I'm tired of holding all this in. I'm tired of carrying this burden, and I'm tired of taking this responsibility. Someone could be weighted down with guilt or blame. Someone wants to redirect their course towards success for their better or well-being. Okay? And that's a lot. This also talks about, and it just corroborates other cards around it, a success, a victory, but it's short-lived. Okay? So, with the Two of Clubs here, this is to clarify. I clarified these cards with the Ace of Clubs and with the Two of Clubs. Ace of Clubs talks about an agreement, a contract to stick together, to collude for mutual benefit. It also talks about marriage and commitment. So this is like some kind of collusion between the dark and the light, or two extremes, right? Or just people with differences. They don't necessarily agree, but they make an agreement to band together and to drive a chariot. This music is annoying me, actually. I think I'm going to turn it off. So someone here has made that happen. This also could be talking about enemies who agree to work together, because the dark and the light don't normally agree. So enemies that agree to work together to propel someone to victory. This could be talking about the election, Russian meddling for the election as well. So someone here made that happen, had this agreement with Trump. And this may be someone who's married. I don't know why that's coming up, but this card talks about blood ties and a male son. So this may be referring to Donald Trump Jr. or to Kushner, who's related to Trump as a son by marriage. I want to remain open with whom the cards are representing, because once again, I did not ask specific questions, and I just want to let the cards talk, and we'll see how it all plays out. So it could be also talking about Flynn's son. It talks about a male son. And we know that someone new is going to be introduced to us around this Trump situation as well. So it could be someone we don't even know about. So there's some kind of promise or agreement. This is two people pledging their life together. A promise or agreement made here. And this person feels like they're carrying, or individuals or a person feels like they're carrying all the weight and burden of this contract and all the responsibility of it. So even though it was done for mutual interest and it would benefit all parties, this card also talks about proven results, progress on all fronts. Something finally yields results. And the next card up would be the Justice card reversed. So, and since this would be collusion, I feel like there's results proven. Someone is found guilty of collusion. That's what I think the cards are saying here. I feel like it is proven someone is found guilty of collusion. So, let me put these cards here like this, because this is how they came out in order, you know. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm not looking at my camera right now. Just focusing on the cards. So, Justice reversed and the Four of Cups, you know, I don't get it. I don't want this. This isn't for me type of art, right? Or deal or offer. So maybe the Justice made an offer to someone. Someone doesn't want it. They don't want to take this offer. They may have to, but they don't want it. Okay? This is the energy. But there's also a guilty sentence. This is the first part of the month, or this is the primary situation around Trump in the month of January. Someone feels wrong. Someone feels justice has not gone in their favor. And next to that, as a clarifier, we have the Footman Reversed. We know from our last Trump reading, the Footman Reversed is a betrayer in the camp. This is someone who's already been found guilty, someone who's dishonest, someone who's known to be dishonest, someone who's known to be guilty by everyone around him. So this situation will cause some heartache for Trump. Once again, the cards mention that this person has dark hair, and also could be a son. This says son as well. And the Ace of Wands was talking about a male son. That's very interesting. But this card tells me that this person has no intention of betraying Trump, but suddenly they just do. And so it's going to surprise Trump. This person is unpredictable, which with the card below it tells me they're unpredictable. And they will unpredictably betray Trump. This person is described as swarmy. They could wear a uniform. They could be in service to Trump. They work for him directly. They may hold a high office, a powerful office. This person could be married. Okay. And they have dark hair. This is someone who's ruthless, wasteful, and boastful, and they have a big assessment of themselves. Nine of Cups. They have a young man's agenda. The card defines. This person has a young man's agenda with an underlying streak of cowardice. This is someone who's ingratiated himself to Trump. So Trump trusts this person utterly. And I have to put this out there. This could also be someone who was introduced to Trump through someone close. So I don't know exactly who it is. I'm just describing to you what the cards say as much as possible. And we can all see how it unfolds. Now this person doesn't get a promise. They don't get their promise. They don't get some legal support or help that they were promised. And that may be why they end up betraying. I don't think they get a pardon or some kind of assistance that was promised. Maybe it ends up being bypassed, impeded, or blocked. This promise to protect, right? This person is lying about financial matters and dealings. Six of Pentacles. And they're about to get a reality check. They're about to get humbled. You know, they think pretty highly of themselves right now with this Nine of Cups, but they're about to get humbled big time. They're going to be found guilty. That's my dog in the back. You hear her breathing. This also says that, I have to mention it again, this person maybe have bisexual tendencies or be gay, and they could be hiding this, their sexuality from their marriage partner. It was here. It keeps showing up, so I have to mention it. We may never know, but cards are telling us. So they could be hiding their sexuality from their wife. So let's go down the list. This person may have dark hair. They've ingratiated themselves to Trump. It's someone who serves Trump. Could be Trump Jr. Could be Kushner. Could be Flynn's son. Could even be Manafort, because even though he's not young, he's swarmy. Could be Flynn already. Although I think it's someone new. Could also be someone new we haven't heard before, with the Denari card mentioned earlier. It could also be a dark-haired young woman. This card can sometimes represent a woman, and I do see a woman here at the bottom of my spread, the conclusion of the reading, a dark-haired woman. Very mature for her age, not necessarily older, but she seems very mature. Okay, so we could be dealing with a dark-haired woman as well. In addition to, it could be in addition to. And the reason why I say that in addition to is we also see a woman here represented in the Three of Pentacles that, oh, sometimes it's hard to pick up these cards. Hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. So we see a woman here. She could be fashionable. This could be Hope Hicks. It's also blonde. This is a blonde woman as well. This could be the daughter. I don't know. Some woman is involved. Could be a love interest. It could be a love interest of the person who betrays. It could be a love interest of Trump. I don't know. This is why I don't like to go into these readings without a question, because I'm just guessing who it applies to, who the energy applies to. All right, this other card here, the Two of Clubs. This talks about an unlikely alliance between two people. And Someone who's very trusted. Next to the marriage card, again, this could be someone who is in the family, and then we're going to betray a trust. They're going to betray a trust to the partnership. That could also be talking about the sexual betrayal. The cards can get very specific, and that's why it's important to go in with questions. So, once again, Trump is very smug. The Ace of Clubs is talking about an agreement or a contract to stick together, to collude for mutual benefit. To stick together with a plan or with what they're going to say, you know, rehearsing words here. I feel like whoever it is that we're talking about, and it could be more than one person, could be male and a female. I feel like whoever it is, that this agreement is broken. The trust is broken here, right? It's broken. It's broken, and it could be because the agreement to pardon or lighten the blow doesn't come through. Someone doesn't get the help that they were promised, right? And as a result, we have the Eight of Swords in the center of the reading. Never fails. I always drop a card. Hold on, guys. We have the Eight of Swords. So, I feel like the Lagrizia, let's talk about Lagrizia, that's clarifying this Eight of Swords, okay? The butterfly, Lagrizia. Do I say it right? Lagrizia. Whatever, the butterfly. This is someone who's a flight risk. Someone who's not predictable, who's unpredictable. I already mentioned someone might be a flight risk earlier. This is also situations that happen quickly, right away. So within the first 2 weeks of January, we may see something like this happening. Someone has a brief period of happiness, but then they end up going back into a bad situation. This could be just coming back from holiday break. After they come back from holiday break, this happens. But I believe that Lagrizia is saying that there's a softening to a prison sentence that's offered with this Four of Cups here, reversed. And it's not wanted, right? They don't want to take this deal, but it will soften a prison sentence that someone is facing. So they may not want to take it. They may not want to betray. They have no intention of betraying. But when they face this prison sentence, they're going to betray. And it's going to surprise Trump. This is someone that he trusted utterly. And I went down the list of who it could be. We'll see. So in softening the prison sentence, they're going to have to confess to something. They're going to have to give up some information. And we have the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands here reversed. That's so funny. I was just noticing the other day that in my Thelema tarot deck that I have two Ten of Wands. I didn't even know that I had two Ten of Wands until they both fell out. And they both fell out in this reading with Ten of Wands here, and we have the Ten of Wands here reversed. So this is someone who's carrying a heavy burden, someone who's shouldering all the blame and responsibility. This is someone who's no longer carrying a burden. They have shifted the weight. They've let it go. They've gotten it off their chest. They've confessed. They're no longer concealing or hiding. Okay? The pressure eases off somewhat. The lightning of the blow. So I feel like we're going to have a confession towards the end of the month from someone. I think it's going to be someone new, not necessarily Flynn. But if it is Flynn, I think that, well, let me not jump ahead. It could be anyone. I don't want to put out there who it could be. We just know this is the scenario, it's the situation. So here we have a confession to avoid a heavier prison sentence, to lighten the blow. It's because of a reckless mistake. This is someone who's moving too recklessly, jumping from one thing to another. And I guess they didn't rehearse enough, because this person gets caught in a lie. This is dishonesty. This is dishonesty. This person gets caught in a lie, and it has something to do with an oath or a vow, with this Ace of Wands here. Someone lies under oath. That's what it is. Someone is caught lying under oath, and they end up facing prison sentence. They didn't think they would, but they get caught in the lie. And that's why they had no intention of betraying him. But at the end of the day, when they see what they're facing, they do. Now you know who your true friends are, or who your true family is, right? Also says this person is a flight risk, and they may have to be under some sort of lockdown, restriction, house arrest, prison, jail, I'm not sure, some kind of lockdown to prevent them from leaving the country, with the ace of, with the Casa card here. This person, to further clarify, they're at their wit's end here with the, this is the Eight of Spades. They're at their wit's end, and they can't seem to get out of the hole that they find themselves in. It's too difficult to escape. They can't escape. The jig is up, honey. The jig is up. So, confession, revealing what was concealed, lightening someone's load or burden, getting it all off their chest, and placing the blame on another trump. And this may even be a woman. Somehow there is a woman here. I don't really know. She's kind of alluded to here. But a woman may also be coming out, revealing some information on Trump at the end of the month. This woman could have dark hair, be mature. This woman could also be a dark-skinned woman as well. Or Caucasian. With the pentacles, it could be someone of a darker race. It could also just be someone with darker hair. This Ten of Diamonds here as a clarifier, I think it's clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, talks about someone who, it could be clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, or whoever this footman here is. Someone believes that a promise is going to disappoint them, or does disappoint them. And in their carefulness, they don't want to fall in too deep. They see the hidden danger and the pitfall of involvement, and they regret getting involved. And they're being very cautious. And this person may reveal something to get them out of involvement with this situation. Okay? So I think that might be a woman. It was a widower as the final clarification for this Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Wands, sorry. Widower reverse. Unfortunately, when this card is reversed, it's the Three of Swords. If it were tarot, it would be the Three of Swords, Spades, or which would be Swords, 3. And when the Tarot Three of Swords is reversed, it's usually pretty good. You know, it's not pretty good, but you're coming out of a bad situation. But in Sibilla, when the Three of Swords is reversed, it's not. It's actually getting worse. The situation is getting worse. So, pain is magnified or a bad situation is magnified. This card talks about sudden painful loss and separation. Remember, Trump is being separated from someone or something that's important and that matters to him. And that could be someone that he loves who betrays him. It could be a woman, it could be a son, it could be someone he least expected, someone he trusted utterly betrays him. So there's a separation, sudden painful loss. Or it could be a separation from a seat or position of power with this Chariot card here. This card talks about imminent death. I don't like to use it as a death card. I don't know what the actual death card combination would be in Sibilla. But I do have to say, and I don't want to instill fear. I definitely do not want to instill fear, but if I could ever provide a warning and protection, then I have to do that. Because we do have dangerous, the enemy here, and we have imminent death approaching. So some protection needs to be set up around Trump or around someone here who's confessing. That may be why they're under some kind of restriction, maybe to protect them from possible danger from another. This card also talks about someone with mental disorders who's morally misguided. Someone may confess because they feel misguided. And also I see signs of addiction in these cards. Someone who may be addicted to medication or to a fetish. That may become revealed here with this Ten of Wands reversed. But this card talks about a lost sense of direction, going in the wrong direction, and there's trouble on all fronts, and protection needs to be set up, and it's set up in such a way that it restricts and closes off, puts a fence around this person or this situation. All right, because I feel like someone is definitely facing a prison sentence. So that's the reading, guys. I don't know if it'll come to pass. I know that I tried twice to do a Gemini love reading, and each time I got a Trump reading. And so this is it. I'm posting it, and we'll see what happens. Everybody have a happy new year. Again, I'm not trying to instill any negativity or fear. I'm just telling you what the cards say. So let's see how it all plays out. God bless everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, guys. Help me to grow my channel. Please hit that like button. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information will be in the description box below. Blessings to you all. Bye.